All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of your new favorite pop culture podcast, The Random Hour, with including myself, Devin Moore of More Sports. As always, we have our host, Kyle Crump, and we have a special guest with us today, and I'm going to give him the floor to introduce himself.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Michael. Usually do Sukuna cosplay online, and also an athlete. Do a lot of fitness content on TikTok, Instagram mainly, and I started my own clothing line, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So, we're a nerd and pop culture podcast. What are some things that you nerd out about?
Oh, damn. Uh, Anime for sure. At least this last year, I've gotten into anime. Cosplay too, if you can nerd out about that. I don't know. Not too hardcore as some other people that I've seen, but
Mhm.
still super passionate about it. And aside from that, kind of like my business that I'm working on right now. So just kind of like getting to learn all the nitty gritty things about running a business and like connecting with people like the cosplay community, all the fandom based kind of things. But yeah, I would say my main things anime. I'm into K-pop lately. A lot of K-pop or J-pop. All those kind of music, mostly influenced by anime, and yeah, that's pretty much it for now, I think.
Okay. Okay. So, since you are a fitness, since you are a fitness cosplayer, what songs are on your playlist when you work out?
Oh, then depends on the day. I'm usually like heavy metal guy, so screamo, all those kind of like hardcore songs, and or some other days I would just play some like I don't know, it could be Britney Spears or whatever, or some Latin music. I have like Hispanic background, so yeah, most of the time heavy metal. But then there's some weird days where I'm like, man, I want to listen to something a little bit more colorful, I would say, or joyful at times. So
Listen,
yeah,
it's okay if you're trying to do chest flies and you're just working out to call me maybe. It's okay. We've all done that here in this room. It's okay.
sure, man,
We have
I'm so
not.
down for that, man.
You're in a
I can't
sense.
say I've done that specifically, but like I definitely listen to a lot of heavy metal and Britney Spears as well as Lady Gaga. I have a lot of Lady Gaga on mine.
There we
Yep.
Let's see.
There's a new that I think is a Netflix based anime. It's called Return of Ragnarok, and it's based on like the Greek mythology, like
hmm
gods fighting people. But all their opening song and all the songs in between different parts of the episodes are super hardcore heavy metal. And I'm like, damn man, this is like it's like my jam. This is like my anime, and it's all about like fighting and like super buff guys or like gods fighting against the humans. So I'm like,
hmm
damn, this one this one was made
Yeah,
for
I'm gonna
me,
have to check
man.
that out too.
Okay, I may
I
have to
don't.
check that out.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest with
it's
you.
super.
I don't really check out any of the Netflix exclusives one. Although the Blue is it Blue Eye Samurai, the Netflix one that came out last year that got a lot of good rewards. Is it Blue Eye Samurai? I
Have you
still
not
haven't.
watched
No,
Delicious in
I
Dungeon,
still
Devin?
haven't. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's so good.
It's really good.
Listen, if it's not
You're, miss-
about two
you're
guys
missing
in
out.
martial arts powering up for 5 episodes, I don't want it.
It's about really good food.
I would say this one is a little bit refreshing because like all of the anime themes are like fighting, fighting, fighting. This one is like cooking, man, cooking monsters, and it's like it's a little bit of like a feel good anime because it's
hmm
like, oh man, just cooking delicious stuff.
What slice
It
of
makes
life
you
anime
hungry
have
all
I
the
been?
time, but it's
There's one slice
it's
of
a
life
cool chain
anime
though.
that I like.
It's like
Um,
watching a cooking show.
it's not Food War. It's a slice of life anime. Oh wait, I've been trying. You know what? The only slice of life I've recently read.
I I can tell you tell you my favorite comedy anime.
Oh, okay.
My dear friend Nokatan.
That's the
It's yeah. So the girl is just a deer, and
name.
she's just going through her life, and it's very funny because it's just like brain rot humor. Um, because
Gonna
it's just full of memes.
What was the name again?
My dear friend Nokatan.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that because I love comedy, but I just see
It
it. sprinkled in different anime, but not like a
Mhm.
full comedy one.
I know they do a really
This is
good
the
job
last
at
Lice
like
of Life one I've read.
all of a sudden
The
there's
Rent a
just two.
Girlfriend,
Yeah,
which it did not teach me how to rent a girlfriend.
Really?
I was a little disappointed.
I
Well,
think
you
your
know,
wife
with a
will
title like
appreciate that
that,
you
you
did
think it would
not
teach
learn
you.
how to do that.
Hey,
I think it would taught me something.
Don't think it would teach you.
did you see the guy? Did you guys see the movie Companion,
No, not yet.
the one that
I've
just came
not.
out?
I've not.
Man, that was blowing. Because now that you said like the anime girlfriend or something, a little bit of spoilers, but it's like a time when you're able to buy like a girlfriend or a lover, but
Hmm.
she looks like a real person. Like she acts like a real person. She has memories. So when you buy her, they program in her mind the way that she meets you, and you get to pick how she meets you, and then she falls in love with you because she can, like, she has that technology.
Hmm.
And then but you're the only one that knows. Whenever she comes to consciousness, she thinks that she already went through this lifetime, and at this period in her life, she like loves you with all her heart, and like she'll do anything for you, and like she does whatever you want. It's crazy, and you just have to pay like a monthly basis for it, and you get like a girl with you get like a app on your phone. You can change her eye color, whatever you want to do. But she looks super like human.
Hmm.
And I thought that was just mind blowing, man. Because like at some point, like in society, we're gonna get to that point where people are
Hmm.
just gonna be, man, I'm just gonna buy my girlfriend, and uh,
Yeah, this
that,
is the one with Jack Quaid, right?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But it's super interesting. I totally recommend watching that because it's
Okay.
mind blowing, man.
Another one that's
Experience.
coming out, the creator Cowboy Bebop, he
Yeah.
created a one where it's like humanity solved how to beat death, and people are slowly dying. And like I don't know, it was interesting. It's called Lazarus Project. It's coming out, I think, in April or June. Adult Swim's producing it, since they do a lot of anime stuff now. So I'm excited for that one.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy because lately I haven't been too much into real person acted kind of series or TV or anything. But that's the only one that's been, because anime always, the cool thing that hooked me up at first, because when I first heard about anime, I was like, I don't want to like go back to watching cartoons again, man. Because I watched that when I was like little, and I
Hmm.
thought I was over it, and I'm like, why is anime so big right now? Why is it growing so much? So I got, it was just like a year or 2 years ago that I was like thinking like, man, I don't know how this is growing so much. There's
Hmm.
like many big brands and things that are like starting to get into anime just to reach the people that are within that sector. So I was like, damn, man, like I don't know why this thing is it's getting so big. Like, what's the hook about it? And I tried watching a few episodes of like random different things at first, and I was like, oh man, I don't know about this. They recommended me One Piece at first,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I watched the first episode that was like super old school anime, of how it looks right now. So I was like, I don't know about this, man. So I didn't watch it for a while. Uh, and then at some point, I think I kept seeing ads or stuff because I was always researching what's good,
Hmm.
or and then eventually started watching like the stories. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna push through the first episodes and see how this goes. So I think I started with One Piece, um, and I think just the stories is what hooked me up
Mhm.
because I could relate to some of the character stories, some maybe some struggle or something. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to see why this is so big with people because you kind of relate to that. And then with anime, the cool thing is that they can exaggerate some things, or they can present things in different ways. Like, let's say you're fighting like a demon that is trying to take over your body, but that's how they show maybe like a dark side of you, that in real life you see it as like this demon could be something like a vice or something that you're fighting with at that point in your life or whatever. So it's like they show it as a physical demon in the anime stuff, but it helps the hero like find their courage or their main purpose of like why he's doing this or why of that. So I think for me, the story is like is what hooked me with anime. And I was like, man, I'm just gonna start eating all these different kind of anime things. And there were some like Jujutsu Kaisen. I do a lot of Sukuna stuff, but the first time I saw it, I'm like, man, this is too extreme because like the villains are freaking crazy, man. They just like kill people left and right. They do some horrible ways of killing them, and a lot of them have like or three eyes, or they have some sort of power that like
Oh
takes the
god, yeah, you
blood
ain't
out of
lying.
someone, or they can throw shards of blood to someone. Crazy things that you don't see on normal TV, with people acting and stuff. So that's hard to replicate. Um, so when I saw those things, it was also like hard to watch, but after a while, it also helped me see how much we need goodness and kindness in this world and why we need to be good to others. Because there's always going to be people doing evil things in the shadows, and that's some of the things that the anime show you, like how the villains, they show you the backstories, like how the villains got to be villains because they were rejected a lot. No one wanted to help them. Their family rejected them or something, or some traumatic things happened and they became villains. And some of the heroes went through the same things, but the only thing that changed was like a kind person that at that point in their lives they were like, okay, let me teach you some stuff, or let me help you with this. And so that was the only difference. And I remember watching like My Hero Academy, and you have Deku or Midoriya. At some point, he's or it was Demon Slayer maybe, but both of them, the heroes, when they saw like the main villain, and there's these parts where they think to themselves and they say on the show like, I've been in that same spot where the villain was at some point in my life, but the only thing that changed is there was like a kind person that helped me at that point, and that helped me turn my life.
Hmm.
But the other guys, the villains, they didn't have anyone that reached out to them. So the only ones that reached out to them were worse people, and then they became villains. So I think there's like so many amazing things to learn from anime, this series, and everything. And I think it's like super rich, all this stuff.
No, no,
Sorry, I was
no, man,
rambling
you're
for like
completely
20
fine.
minutes, I
No,
think.
that's, I mean,
No,
we
you're
strongly agree.
fine.
Like Naruto is like that a whole bunch. I don't know if you kind of hit the nail on the coffin with Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece for sure. Although, if the One Piece is not an actual treasure, and if it's the friends that you find along the way, I'm gonna do what the people say. I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna lose it because you don't get 1,000 episodes in to find out that it's friendship. I'm not doing it. I don't
You're
care.
not even
I'm
watching a
just
thousand
saying.
episodes in, Devin.
I've made it to
Man,
82 episodes so far, and if I make it to like 200, and then by the time I get to 200, it's gonna be done, and people are gonna be like, "Yeah, it was the friendship along the way." I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna cry because the boat died for nothing.
Listen, the boat scene was very
I
sad,
will
and I
cry.
am
The
justified in
boat.
crying about it.
But no, you hit all those nails on the point. I mean, anime does a pretty good job. You made the argument about cartoons. Well, in my opinion, a good chunk of cartoons, right, it's just being silly. Where anime can reflect life, So that's, you kind of hit the nail on the coffin. That's a pretty good point. So I'm sure like people at home could think of like so many
yeah,
animes, from the hero ones to even the slice of life ones, right? Where the main character is like, oh, I'm having a bad day, or, like, how am I going to make rent, right? Anime shows those struggles. So you kind of hit the nail on the coffin there.
yeah. And I think that the difference also is, yeah, like you said, cartoons is a little bit more about fun, and they don't touch like the super serious stuff that sometimes anime goes in deep in like people's minds and troubles. And like I've seen some animes that are super hardcore, that I've heard this about Japanese and Korean culture. There's like a lot of suicides and deaths in like the big cities because of the pressure. Even on the bridges, they started putting some stuff to not allow people to jump from there. I think I saw a documentary that in Tokyo it was the highest amount of suicides or something like that, and they
Mhm.
show that in like some of the animes that I've watched. Is like they would show the life of a person and like what got them to that point, and like people just suiciding in like the anime series, or someone just like going and stabbing someone because some dispute or something and killing them. So it's like stuff a little bit more serious, but that exists in real life. And at the same time, it helps you see why you don't want to get to that point in your life, or why, or how to make better decisions to not get to those points where you see those characters go to. So uh, so yeah, I guess you touched the dark side of humanity with anime, but at the same time they show you the light with like the heroes, friendship, like you said. um, and that's funny because I think like right now they say, society is like going into more solitary lives. Now we have everything online. We do our shopping online. I think I heard in Korea or Japan they don't even have like people working at the stores. They just have screens, so it's for people that are antisocial and don't want to see other people.
Mhm.
And since they don't close anything 24/7, they can just go with their app, scan whatever they want to buy, go back in, play video games. um, but one difference is that anime is kind of like showing in these stories how powerful it is to connect with others, uh, like the power of friendship, like you said, and it helps you realize, yeah, you need others, because a lot of the heroes, like in My Hero Academia or whatever, whenever they're on the toughest moment, they always like someone from their team helps them when they are not able to continue or whatever, or someone gives their life for them or allows them to destroy the villain by helping them or whatever. So they also teach you like you're gonna need people at some point in your life, and it's important to have those connections. And that's what I love going to cons, because it's a place where you get to see other people that are like-minded, that like the same things that you do, watch the same shows, so you have things in common to talk about. That's why I think it's important to also go to those events, even if you're a little bit shy. But just being there, if you're there for a couple hours, you're gonna be able to talk with a few people at least, even if it's just in passing or whatever. But I think it's good, and I think people should go to cons, because that's, if you don't know where to meet people, or and you're super into anime, gaming, whatever, it's a great place to just be around others. So that's my positive message of the day.
I know that one thing that really got me into anime was um, one of my first was One Piece, and it was the whole found family aspect that really drew me into it because I really related to like finding a family because I didn't have the best childhood growing up, and so that was something that really drew me in to anime. I
Mm,
know that.
my first
Yeah.
one I remember is
Oh, that's
Dragon
awesome.
Ball Z, and I don't know what really drove me to Dragon Ball Z. I've always just liked the story, right? Really, those two characters, Goku and Vegeta's characteristics throughout that series, and Piccolo and all of them, right? Goku is more the, I use this analogy now, Goku is more the naturally, he's the natural born athlete. Like he trains, but he's just naturally gifted. And then Vegeta, who's
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm the best. I'm the best. And he turns out he's not the best, and he goes through trials and tribulations to become, the best version. Same can be said about Gohan, his son, and Piccolo, and and the other aspects of it. That's always been one of my favorites. And Naruto too, but like you said, Naruto's had a lot of parodies of where people,
Yeah,
like you said, the
man,
villain didn't have like one good friend, so that's how they turned into the villain.
that's awesome, man. And I love the underdog stories, because there's some that are like, the hero starts with all the powers, they can do stuff. But I love the ones that are like they were born with like not any skills or special gifts or anything, and then the rest of the people have all that stuff, and then they have to use what they were born with to do what they can, and they end up becoming better than the rest, that were born with more skills or stuff. So I love those kind of animes, because sometimes I feel like that I can relate to that. Sometimes I feel like, oh man, this person that is more successful was born with the skill to do this or to do that. I don't have that skill or whatever. And like, for example, when I got into fitness, that I was trying to compete in different CrossFit competitions or different things. And man, it was so hard for me to get to the point of lifting those weights that people were lifting and stuff. And I'm like, man, there's some people that are 19, 20 years old, 21, and they're like lifting double the weight that I am. Or like some people that you see with like super good physiques that are, it's easier for them to get in good shape or stuff. For me, I've been like, I was like overweight growing up my whole life, almost overweight. It just like the last 3 4 years finally started to reach my dream body, but it's my whole life growing up I was like, man, like I wish I was like skinny growing up, and like some people are just born with like better genetics or whatever, um, but that's why I like the underdogs, because I'm like, I like the ones that are able to overcome all those bad thoughts, obstacles, obstructions, and then reach their goal. And yeah, like you see on the anime, they always need some people to help them sometimes. So it's but yeah, those are kind of my
Hmm.
favorite kind
So
of
let me ask you
stories.
this: if you could be transported into any anime world, which one are you
Yeah.
choosing?
Damn. I would go. I would have to go Jujutsu Kaisen because I do Sukuna
Oh,
and
Black
or
Clover
Black
is a good choice.
Clover. It's pretty too
Black
good.
Clover is a good
I love
choice.
Black Clover.
Clover.
Golly.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like the Asta character. It's kind of like the one I told you, the only one
well,
born
I've
without
played
magic.
Jump
And
Force, and when I
so
had
yeah,
Jump Force, he was like one of my mains because I didn't know
Now,
what Black Clover was until I bought Jump Force, and I was like, "Ooh, who's this guy?" And I'm on like, I haven't gotten that far into it. Like I'm on episode like 13, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool.
see, I told you it was really good because
Oh, I know
I watched it
you
all
and
in a
like
month.
Griff called me. He's like, "Have you
okay,
watched Black Clover? Have you finished it?"
amazing.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, there's just some that just hook you, man, and you have to.
Now, if you could swap place with any anime character, which one would you want to swap places with?
Oh, damn, that's crazy. It would have to be one of the heroes for sure.
Mhm.
Either Asta, Black Clover, or
Oh, that ain't a bad
maybe
choice neither.
Deku, My Hero Academia. Um, or maybe I would trade with Sukuna, but I would start doing good stuff. He has the power, so
Mhm.
Oh,
it's perfect.
gosh,
It's
man, you
like
say Deku.
perfect.
I like the My Hero world too. That's a good world builder.
No, that is they did a really good job, especially like doing the power scaling and all that. And then
I know my brain
there's
also went there. I was like,
I'm
One
thinking of.
One Punch Man
Punch.
now because
Oh, I
that'd
haven't seen
be
Season
One
one's
Punch
pretty
Man yet.
interesting.
good.
I haven't watched
Season
it.
two, I
It's
didn't
pretty
like the way
good.
season two ended, but and
Yeah.
it's been like a hot minutes, and there's still no report of season three. So I don't know if it got canceled or what. I'm over here like, can you give me my season three?
Damn.
I'm
I
telling you.
hate when that happens.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
Demon Slayer
I
is
love
like
Demon Slayer. I
Demon
say that as I
Slayer.
haven't finished the
Like,
training arc
yeah.
yet, but somebody here on the show has actually read the whole manga series because he couldn't wait.
I got impatient.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, I can't wait. I'm reading the entire thing,
No
and then
spoilers.
I just kind of sat here, and Devin would be like, "Hey, this arc just came out," and I'm like, "Uh huh." And he's like, "What happens?" I'm like, "Do you really want me to tell you, or do you want to watch it? Because I don't want to ruin it for you." And he goes, "Don't tell me." And I'm like, "I thought so."
Yeah. And I saw the movie is
Oh
coming
yeah, I
out like
know
in
the
cinemas soon. So
Hmm.
when they go
I'm
into the
super excited.
castle, I forget what name they're going to the castle now, and I'm like, ooh. But honestly, I would, I'd say I'd like to go to the Demon Slayer world, but people in that one die a lot, and I'm like, I'm good.
See, that's the thing. We're picking a lot of like fighting animes, and so like it's pretty cool to like be in that place, but it would probably be awful if you don't have any powers because you're just watching just buildings getting decimated, people dying, and you're like, time to run away,
Hear me
time to
out.
get my
Hear me out. We're
cardio
not
in.
talking about an OG
Oh, that's
series
true.
here
Hmm.
that we all
You're
could be
right.
a part of in the world. We don't need superpowers. Hear me out. Mobile Suit Gundams. We could all just pilot our own robot. We'll be okay. I mean, we got to go to war, but we'll be okay.
Yeah. See, we could just go to Delicious
But
and
what I'm
Dungeon and
hearing
just
is
eat some
we gotta
food.
go to a dungeon,
You still
and we
have to
all know
travel.
that I'm gonna end up in a dungeon that I shouldn't be on because I'm like a rank E, and then I'm gonna be like, Kyle, help, help! The giant wombat chasing me. What do I do?
Man, and I don't know where they got this theme of dungeons from. Is that
Mm.
like an Asian
Uh,
kind of based theme? 'Cause I haven't seen.
Uh, I think it was based on Dungeons and Dragons because it has Dungeons and Dragons elements in it. But apart from that, I don't know. I know in video games you would go into dungeons and like try to clear a floor and all that,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
in Final Fantasy and stuff. But
yeah.
I think it's drawing from that because it Final Fantasy was more that esque where it was like medieval or fantasy based, and you would go in through that way. So I think it's like that. with more like, yeah, I think Final Fantasy is a safe idea.
I've seen a bunch of animes that they have dungeons in their
Mhm.
series, so I didn't know if they're the ones that started it or I don't know.
It's definitely like a leveling system, more like a video game a lot of the times.
Oh, that
Sword
one's
Art
crazy.
Online, um, Log
Is it
Horizon.
wrong to pick up a girl in a
I'm trying to think of
dungeon?
any others that I can think of. Like,
Solo
yes, that one also
leveling.
has a leveling system. Um, yeah, I think all of these have dungeons too and a leveling system.
What's up?
So
Oh, I have a question for you guys. What's your favorite anime girls or your anime crush girl or girl crush?
You go first.
you good, Devin?
Because there's
Good.
I actually need a
Oh,
minute
I
to
can.
think.
I need a minute too.
Oh, I'm ready. I can just name
It
mine
just
top
came to
three in
my
my
head. I was
head.
like, go ahead.
Lei Tsunade from Naruto, the leader of the
Okay.
Leaf Village. Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball Z. Tenten from Naruto. You know what? Bulma for my top four. And I can think of a fifth one. Let's see. No, that's my top four. There we go. Those are my top four.
Dang.
I think I got one.
Oh, yeah.
Hanji
Oh,
Zo
that's one I could
from Attack
never.
on
Oh,
Titan.
that's a crazy one, too. Although I'm on season 2. No, just Attack on Titan. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm
How's
still on
that?
season 2, episode 4.
Dang. All of these are from things that I haven't watched yet, so I don't know any of those.
Another one is, let me think.
Ryu. Yeah.
What's her name? Ryu?
Yeah, you're talking about
You don't even know what anime I'm talking about.
oh, no, I'm drawing. I like how I'm drawing. I'm like now too. Yeah, because Rio's the one top ones that I watch. You don't think so?
I don't think we're talking about the same Ryu. No. Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
wrong
that's
to
the
pick up
main
a
one,
girl in a
isn't it?
dungeon? Ryu. I believe so. The Ryu Lion. That's another one I can think of off the top of my head. I had to Google the last name though.
Yeah, I don't know how you would know all the names and last names.
Oh, I Googled it.
A
Oh,
That's
lot
okay.
how.
of researching.
Okay. I would
Not as
say
much research as Devin's doing.
trying to see too. Usually, if they have either white hair,
Oh
purple hair,
God, you
or
do
pink
not want to
hair,
meet the main
those are
female
my favorite
protagonist from
ones.
Future Diaries. You will change your point of view for pink hair girls in anime after you watch Future Diaries. I promise you that. Extremely. Future
Yeah,
Diaries is a really
she's
good one.
crazy.
Diary.
Oh, it's a
I need
watch.
to look that up. She looks
Sure.
amazing. What are you talking about?
Sure.
She's really crazy.
She crazy?
Oh, okay.
I like
Just
crazy
you know,
too.
watch it, and just DM or email us in a couple weeks and see if your point of view changes once you learn her character. He's gonna be like, I
I'm
don't
gonna
like pink hair anime
traumatize
girls
him.
anymore.
Okay. Depends.
Oh,
Depends
no,
on the
but
level
Future
of
Diaries
craziness,
is
but
actually another good one that a lot of people. It was popular when it first came out in 2014, and it's got a little bit of a following. It's a cool concept. It's basically Hunger Games. So basically, a time god is dying, so he's looking for his next successor, and he basically treats it like Hunger Games. He gets like 12 or 13 characters to
okay.
basically kill each other like in Hunger Games. Gives them weapons and their phones or powers. It's a pretty good watch. That's one of the ones I
Dang.
recommend to
Mm.
people.
I need to add them to. Okay, I need to add that to my list. I have like 5 animes that I need to watch. But yeah, I like a little bit of crazy. It's not too bad because it's fun. I think I like a lot of the power fan art from
Everybody likes
Chainsaw
Power.
Man.
The Power is just funny because
Um,
she does remind me of Cartman. Oh no! Wait, have you started Chainsaw Man?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Do you read the mangas?
yeah, yeah. I already watched it. Yeah, yeah,
Woo! You're in a
yeah.
treat for
No,
that one.
I think I read one of them. Damn. Yeah, I remember reading one, and I was like, "What the hell is this, man?" Because it was like so crazy. Like whatever page I read, uh, it was like this girl transformed into a blob of flesh, and starting attacking
That's
others, and I
gotta
was like, "What
be
the hell is this, man?" But I haven't watched that
that's
part in the series,
that's
so
book
uh, I don't think it's there
that's
yet. But
book
I don't know which
13.
manga
Sorry,
was.
I'm book 17's already out. I haven't picked up book 17 yet, but that's book 13. Yeah, because the first season of Chainsaw Man's book 1 through 5. Yeah, 1 through 5, and we're not even getting to the crazy stuff. Because Kyle loaned me 6 through 11, 6 through 12. Kyle, did you loan me 6 through 12? Because the first arc is volumes 1 through 12. No, or 1 through 11.
I don't remember.
I know.
I've loaned you a
Chainsaw Man
lot
is
of
so
manga.
good. God, it's so good. They're taking forever to come out with season 2.
I like Malim too.
I do not.
Do you know Malim?
I did not.
No. Here, I think I have a bunch of stickers on my. I don't know if you can see it. It's this one. I don't know if you can see it very well. Nope. Never mind. Screen doesn't like it. It's what is it called? This series?
Oh, okay. Life. Yeah,
Live
I
as
haven't.
a slime, or something
Yeah,
like that.
Life as a Slime.
Life as a slime.
The kids are telling me about
Yeah,
that one. I haven't started it yet, but I know what you're talking about.
Hannah was telling me about that one. I think.
it's like a guy. Okay, no spoilers,
Oh,
but he becomes a slime. This guy,
Hmm.
and uh, and super cool. He starts building an empire basically, but it's cool. She's one of the most powerful, I think, like demons that there is. Uh, and yeah, that's cool. Pink hair, good looks, and fun. A little bit of crazy. So
Okay.
that's always good. Keeps it fun. But yeah,
Yeah,
there's
haven't
a bunch
haven't.
more, but I don't know the names. I need to remember the names, but yeah, basically white, pink or purple hair. Basically, we
Let's
can
see.
continue with not non-girl talk now.
Um, what has been the coolest cosplay you've seen at a convention?
I like kind of like when they throw their own spin to things. So I saw the super cool one is like the Bowser girls from Mario Bros. But it's just wear like a leather black suit with like spikes or whatever. So it's kind of like their own spin on the character. I like the super goth kind of ones.
Hmm.
If there's like a goth style character, that's always super cool. A lot of like the villain girl versions. I think those are some of my favorite. Um, and yeah, I think those. I've seen some crazy stuff where people put like neon lights and. I'm not much into the gaming ones. There's some super cool ones, but uh, like I see some super cool Halos uniforms or different kind of things, but I don't know, for some reason, I don't know, for me it's trending a little more anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, any other cosplays you want to try?
Actually, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I was like at the beginning before I started cosplaying, I had a bunch of options and stuff, and I'm a little superstitious because I have like my Pinterest boards where I like to watch
Hmm.
all stuff, art,
Hmm.
cosplay stuff. And I have one board that has my name. So there's one board called Michael. And at the beginning, I put a bunch of stuff that I like there. But eventually, I'm like, okay, whatever shows up on that board, like with my name, before I click the
no.
pin, it says save to, and it recommends you a board.
Okay.
Um, so I'm like, I was like watching a bunch of stuff, and there was like my first con that I was gonna dress up. I remember, like I think a couple months or a year ago tops, um, and I didn't know which one to do, and I was like, okay, whichever shows on the screen with my name, okay, that's gonna be kind of like a sign for me. I'm gonna do that one.
Hmm.
So I was scrolling a couple days, nothing appeared under my name, and then eventually, well, I was thinking on my head, sometimes, all the time, like I don't know which one I'm gonna do. I need to start buying stuff to prepare. Then eventually, like Sukuna, one of the artworks from Sukuna appeared with my name. That was like Michael. I was like, okay, save, download. That's gonna be my cosplay, and there hasn't been there's just been one more that appeared, and it's like a
Mm.
gaming one. He's called Yasuo, I think, but he's also like shirtless, super ripped, has like some ink on his arm and like samurai style hair. And I was like, okay, if I could do that, I would do that one too. But those are the only two that have shown, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of like that's gonna be my sign, those are the ones that I have to do. So then I stick with Sukuna, and then after I started making content, I was like, it's I want to explore a little more in depth, like this character, because what most cosplayers do is they would have content for a week from one character, or another week another character. And I think you kind of like get a shallow understanding of the character. But I was like, okay, I want to show this character in different activities, doing different things of the modern life, let's say. So bringing this fictitious character to, be drinking a coffee at like Starbucks, or like getting burgers at Burger King or whatever. Um, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick to this character, and then portray the more of the modern life that he would be living. So I think I don't see many cosplayers sticking to one and just doing like a bunch of content about that one, and at the same time to give you more understanding on like what this character is, what he means, what good can you learn from it, because it's super hard. Because at the beginning I was like, I want to do a hero, I want to, because those are the people that inspire me, those are the people that are doing good in the world, fighting evil and stuff. And I don't know why this evil character appeared with my name, but maybe there's something I can learn from it, and maybe show the world also that appearances are not what they seem. So maybe you could look a certain way, but you could be a person that's doing good, that can be kind to others and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to portray my side of this character that's been seen as a villain, and I like the aesthetic part of it. I think it's super cool. And then how can I make good stuff, put good stuff in the world, with
Mhm.
this character,
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna stick with it for a long time. And yeah, and I think it's cool even doing like fitness stuff, with like the Sukuna ink and everything. And yeah, and I'm thinking of actually getting the actual permanent ink of Sukuna done, and I'm like, that way I don't have to every week get ready and stuff.
Hmm.
So
Ooh,
yeah, yeah,
ooh, man,
I've been
sitting in
doing
that
that for a
tattoo chair
while.
for that long, I feel like that's gonna be like a couple hours.
Oh man, I know, but still, I'm spending so much time every week trying to get it on. So, and actually, I like it. There's times when it starts like scratching out, and I look myself in the mirror, and I'm like, I feel naked, man.
Oh man.
It's missing.
But since part of your page is fitness, what is your typical workout to help you keep up with that physique?
Consistency, man. Yeah, I've tried so many different things, changed my schedule so many times. But I think if you stick to it like 3 4 times a week is ideal to like work out, and then try to mix uh, lifting weights with cardio.
Hmm.
First, it keeps you healthy, and then you help build the muscle on one side, and on the other side, it helps you, burn fat, excess calories. And then I think nutrition is also the key, because there was times in my life where I was like working out tons of hours and like sweating like crazy, but if I didn't eat right, then I didn't see the
Mm,
results that I wanted. So I
Hmm.
learning how to being able to eat everything that I like,
mm,
but it's just like the quantities,
Hmm.
So that's the only that's like one of the messages that I'm trying to put out there, is like, because a lot of people think, you have to diet super hardcore in order to lose weight, but then the trouble is that it doesn't, if it's a diet, you're not gonna sustain it for your whole life, so for
Hmm.
me, I was trying to find a way to eat right, something that will last. So it's just making little changes to the food that I already eat. So I don't like calling it a diet. It's just switching the quantities a little bit, and then like every week I'm able to eat whatever, pizza, burgers, sushi, all those kind of things that usually a diet wouldn't allow you. But it's just the quantities. So instead of eating like a whole pizza one day, I would eat maybe like 2 3 slices that week, and
Hmm.
then that's fine. And then 2 3 days from then, I would eat maybe one burger,
right.
but I don't get the fries or whatever. So it's like trying to get those little indulgences, but in a proportionate way,
Hmm.
So that's the only thing. And then just work out 3 4 times a week, mixing weights and cardio, and that's the key. And then if you can find like a fitness program online, or someone that could guide you a little bit, because Also, if you try to guess everything, it's gonna take you double the time that if someone that's already there or that already knows how to do it tells you exactly what you need to do, and you just do it. Don't have to even think about it, and you start getting the results. So, yeah, if someone that is listening and wants to um, get in shape and stuff, just like try to find someone or a fitness program online that you can just follow it and then just stick to it, not think much about it, and like just make sure the person giving you the advice actually has the results that you want. And then yeah, you'll start making progress. So yeah,
Okay.
So what I'm
my
hearing
fitness tip.
is see, I had a problem where like 2 years ago I did no cardio and I was so top heavy, and I'm just like I gotta do more cardio. And God, I was so top heavy.
Oh,
I would fall over and like
He would fall over.
I was, and it
You were
looked
you
so
were so hop heavy.
disproportionate. I had little legs and just big chest and big arms. And I'm like, anytime I would just try to run, I was like, I'm like, God help me. But now I've just let myself go, and I'm just a fat butterball. Dude, I haven't worked out since I started
You
this
still
new
work
job.
out though, don't you?
I mean, like, I today was my PE day, so like I was with the kids playing basketball and just doing my steps, getting steps around, playing volleyball with
Hmm.
them. But I haven't like trained in like since August because like football just keeps me busy from like 8 in the morning. Well, I'm at school from like 7:45 to 3:30, and then I'm at football from 3:45 to about 9:30 at night.
I
I
could have
used to,
sworn you
and that's
texted
before I
me
started
like,
this
"Hey, I'm in
job.
the gym right now."
Because I used to go to football in the mornings. We'd be done by one
Okay.
o'clock, and then by 1:30, I was in the gym from 1:30 to about almost 3 o'clock. Just because I'm one of those people, and I'm sure we all could agree here. But like, if I'm at work and if I go home, I'm not going to the gym. I'm not going to the gym. Like
oh
you
yeah,
gotta get in that car and go
yeah.
to that
No, you have
gym, or
to.
otherwise, if you go home, you're like, I'm not going home, or you're not going anywhere else. You're like, I'm home.
Yeah, yeah. That's like getting that momentum energy. It's also important because like yeah, like you say, like some. That's why I always take all my stuff with me, like all gym stuff. So I finish doing the stuff that I need to do in the day, and then I just
Yeah,
go straight to the gym because you keep that momentum going.
Hmm.
Yeah, once you get
yeah,
home, it's
because you're like,
like chill, relax,
yeah,
like
because you're like, oh, I'm gonna just go ahead
hard to
and eat a light
come
dinner. Nope. Next thing you know, you're eating your light dinner and you're passed out on the couch, and it's like 10 o'clock at night, and you're like, I'm not going anywhere. I don't know. What is it? What's your favorite workout time?
yeah.
You a morning lifter, night lifter?
I like noon time, or yeah, around noon. That's what when I usually work out. From like noon or like 1 p.m. to like 3, 4 p.m.
See,
If you can do that, right? Some people have different schedules,
yeah. Well,
but
I
definitely
try
not a
the
morning
morning.
person.
I did try. I alternate it because I do try to do the early morning list because like nobody's really there, so it's like beautiful. You feel like you have your own privacy gym. Our last gym I went to on the weekends in the mornings, Saturday mornings. If we weren't recording, I would go because like no one's around, or like early Sunday mornings because everybody's at church. I'm like, this
Hmm.
feels nice. Makes me feel like a rich person.
See, I would always at my old job, I would leave work and then go to the gym, and then I would work out late at night because nobody was in there. I could do whatever I wanted. But now I have to get up early for work, so I can't stay up as late. And so a lot of times I'll come home from work and then work out at a little place in our apartment complex, or I'll go to like Planet Fitness and work out. But the Planet Fitness one's always like a pain because there's so many people.
Oh damn,
So,
I can't imagine. But yeah, the key is finding like those little moments where you think you're gonna have time to work out and just
mm,
do it. Yeah, yeah. There's some
oh,
times where I have to, uh, like let's say you have a ton of stuff to do one day. It's fine. Like you don't go to the gym that day. Maybe the next day you don't have that much stuff to do, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do 1 hour.
mhm,
I think it's important. Yeah, that's one cool thing. For example, that I learned doing CrossFit. For example, is like workouts that are
Mm,
more compressed and fast paced. So you get that stimulation, but with less time.
mhm.
So let's say you only have 1 hour, and it's like, okay, but I'm just gonna, put my headphones on and focus 1 hour. Don't take that many rest between sets, and that way you can get that intensity. For example, and if you don't like doing cardio, you can do let's say you're doing dumbbell or barbell work, you can just do, for example, every 30 seconds, I'm going to do 10 reps. So you start 10 reps, put your phone 30 seconds, 30 seconds up, next 10 reps. Then you get 4 sets of that. Okay, you put 1 minute rest. You move to the next movement you want to do. So you kind of like keep that fast paced. So you do a little bit of cardio and conditioning, but at the same time you're lifting weights. So it's like a super efficient way of like getting your cardio kind of done by lifting a little bit faster.
Hmm.
And of course, maybe you can't go as super heavy as like resting 1 or 2 minutes, but it's fine. You can like some days you can go heavy, rest more. Some days go fast, especially if you ate a whole pizza the day before. Your body,
Yeah.
your body's gonna wanna burn that. So like, okay, today I'm gonna go lightweight or moderate weight, but I'm gonna do more reps.
God.
Try to burn
But you
more
know what would drive me crazy?
more calories.
Me and Kyle like this. I don't know if you're the same way. Is I hate when people are at the machine and they're just doing this right here and they're just on their phone. They're not even lifting. It's like,
Oh yeah,
bro,
just
can can you please get up?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely yeah, it's definitely you're not getting much from it. So that's the thing, man. If you're gonna do, maybe just do less time, but just focus and just do
Hmm.
it. Go hard for less time, even if you have 30 minutes. Just focus. Go hard 30 minutes, and because your body
Mm.
keeps burning those calories after you're done. So
Hmm.
if you went hard, or you did sprints on the machine or whatever, after 30
Oh yeah,
minutes,
because
your body's gonna
even
keep burning for a
your
couple
body
hours.
constantly. I've learned
So it's
this
better.
when I was working on my degree. Is your body burns out calories throughout the day. Even us just sitting here talking, we're slowly burning calories. I think like the worst thing to do is to sit,
Yeah.
but whether you realize it or not, you're burning calories regardless. And so,
Yeah, you're definitely burning. Yeah. So yeah, just the key is like if you're eating double of what you're burning, then it's not gonna help.
Hmm.
So when you exercise, you burn more, so you can eat a little more. But oh, that's I was gonna say that's one thing that also doing the cosplay of Sukuna helps me with stay motivated because the guy looks jacked, man. So I can't let myself go because then I can't cosplay Sukuna. So that's one positive thing. So you see, everything's connected. Uh, so yeah, it gives me that pressure of like, okay, there's a con coming, or I need to release some videos. I can't look like I don't know, a fat Sukuna. So I need to look as close to the character as I can. So it helps me stay on track as well. There you go. So maybe that's something that will motivate some people. It's like find a cosplay that you want to do that the guy is freaking ripped or like muscular, then it's gonna put you to work because and it's gonna give you deadlines. Like,
Hmm.
okay, the con coming, I need to look like this. Let's get it.
uh, but yeah, speaking of just lifting weights, what has been your favorite exercise to do?
This one is like a love
We all
hate
hate them here.
exercise. It's called
You're not the only
thrusters,
one.
Hmm.
and okay, you know what they are. Okay, but they are so good for like burning calories and building muscle at the same time. So I think it's one of those yucky with a lot of benefits. It's like your vegetables basically.
Hmm.
That's it. Eating your vegetables, doing thrusters
Uh,
or burpees. They are good for the body, but they a lot of people hate doing them.
I
But
don't know.
they're good.
I just love waking up in the morning with my
So
hips
yeah,
screaming.
those
I was just like, oh God, what did I do to my hips? And then I remember what I did, and I'm like, oh, I remember.
are. Yeah, but those are one of also the few
Mm,
movements that you use your whole body. So it's like
Hmm.
legs, arms, core, uh, doing abs. I love doing abs all the time. So yeah, those are
Okay.
also there's also the hardest
preach,
area of the body to burn fat, and at least for me, it cost me so
preach,
much to at least get abs. So it's
preach. God,
yeah,
I've never had abs, but I'm fine.
that's
I'm
it.
fine with not
Give
having
me a
abs
rest.
because I hate it. I hate trying to do abs, but like I need it. I mean, I don't want to hear Mister
I haven't had abs in a
Snapchat.
while.
When man, this man will snap me. And when he was working out late, he'll be like, "I'm deadlifting 420," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, must be nice. I'm gonna stick to my 145."
Well, that's the good thing. With more weight, you can lift more
Uh,
weight too. So
Hmm.
you ain't
that's some
lying.
advantages. Yeah, and I mean, you can be like, you don't have to be like ripped. You can be strong and like. That's why there's all these kind of sports like powerlifting, strongman. Those are more like strength based.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's
Well,
good with all of them.
you can ask Kyle. I'm sorry.
You're asking it, or am I?
I I know. I'm
Okay, because
sorry.
I
I
got
was
confused
like,
because that was
next
my
question.
question you just
Good.
asked.
It's your go, Kyle. Go.
Uh, so our last question is, where can the people at home find you?
Oh, that's easy. TikTok or Instagram. My handle is Michael underscore Loza. That's my last name, Loza underscore Victorious. That's the clothing brand that I'm doing.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
So, or you can try looking for Sukuna cosplay, and
Okay.
hopefully you'll find me.
And guys, as always, you can check me
Okay.
out on my
Yeah.
podcast, the More Sports Podcast, the podcast for everybody, as well as our movie review podcast, Popcorn Buckets, where we review a new movie every Sunday. And of course, we have our YouTube channel, Random Incorporated, where you can watch the video version of all these of this podcast episode, as well as our other guests that we brought on our show. And hey, follow us on Instagram as Rando Bucket Boys, and hey, we're on Twitter as Rando Corporate One. Michael, do you have any last words you want to say before we close out?
No, thanks so much for having me, and it's great to meet more people. Thank you for reaching out on TikTok, and yeah, I think it's the only message I would give to people is yeah, keep trying to reach and connect with the community around you, people of like-minded individuals around you, and yeah, go to cons, listen to this podcast, follow all the people that come here as guests, connect with more people, because power of
It's not the
friendship.
One Piece. I hope it's not the One
Oh
Piece.
yeah.
I'm gonna cry if it is.
That's
Uh,
it. That's my message.
Okay.